McGybeer is known for playful articulated designs that print without supports, but the story behind them is about much more than mechanics. It's about finding that balance between engineering and art, openness and protection, creativity and sustainability. This is his story on 3DP Stories. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to 3DP Stories, the show where we interview businesses in 3D printing to see what makes them tick and the keys to their success. I am joined today by Javier from McGybeer. Hi Javi, how are you?
Thanks, glad to be here.
So, to get things started, how would you explain McGybeer to somebody that's outside of 3D printing?
So, well, when I started designing, I focused on easy to print figurines. So for me, it was very important to don't have supports, to have ready to take off the plate prints. For me, McGybeer design is a design that it's ready to use, easy to print, and reliable.
Okay, and how did McGybeer start that name and the brand?
Well, the name is a totally different story, non-related to 3D printed, because that was a nickname I used in a roller derby team. So when I started uploading designs, I had to choose a nickname that seemed to be a good one for that time. Probably if I had to choose another one nowadays, it will be a different one, because the part of the beer is sometimes problematic, but yeah, now people are used to it. Now people know me because of that name, so I can't change it. Yeah, I started designing a very long ago, but it was on 2019 when I designed the articulated octopus, and that was my first design, the first design that I shared with the community, and the design that started everything.
You've designed for so long, and the brand name has such a ring in the community. When did it start feeling like a hobby and started feeling like serious business?
So it was a hobby since the beginning. 2014, I bought my first 3D printer kit, and it was a hobby for my free time. And then the end of 2019, I started earning money with my designs. There was the point where the transition started, and then I'm not sure at which point it became something that serious. Sometimes between 2019 and 2021, which was the year when I quit my job and moved to full-time 3D print designing. So I'm not sure. Yeah, at some point I guess during the COVID lockdown,
everybody was in their houses. Everybody went into a hobby, so that was perfect. Do you remember your first sale or your first successful design?
Yes, the first one was the cute mini octopus, because it was on front page on Thingiverse, and I was shocked. It started having thousands of downloads, so I didn't expect that, and yeah, it took me a time to process all that.
Did that change your approach to your designs on the spot, or it took a while until you figured this could actually be?
It took a while, because when I uploaded that design, I didn't expect it to have that much popularity. I designed it just for me, because I wanted it for personal use. And a friend told me, well, you should upload it to Thingiverse. Maybe some people would like it. And I did it. Yeah, it was a success, an unexpected success. So from that point, I thought, well, maybe I should design something else for the community. And I did a few more free designs. And then someone from my mini factory approached me and they told me, man, you can earn money with your designs. Your designs are quite good. You should think about making them commercial. And yeah, that was it. I didn't expect a hobby become my job, but yeah, I can't complain.
So my mini factory is a good relevant point, because the next question would be, if you had a brag slide, what would be on there?
A what, sorry?
a bragging slide. So your greatest achievements that you're most proud of?
So I think the first one will be that first front page on Thingiverse with the cute mini octopus. And the second one will be the articulated dragon. That was my biggest commercial success. And that was the one that pushed me to keep my job. A full-time designer. So I think those are the two designs that I'm most proud of, or at least the ones that are the most relevant to my career.
I mean, to a degree, they basically inspired an entire trend in 3D printing and many profitable businesses from there.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about, that they started as a side project, as a hobby. There are many kinds of articulated designs currently on the market. What would you say defines a McGybeer design? One of your designs specifically?
Well, that probably has changed along the years, but what I always tried was to have very easy to print designs. As I said before, with no supports, with no post-processing, no need to sand or, remove supports with a knife and those nasty things. So that's a very important part. And the other one, I think it's to be attractive for people. I mean, my designs not focused to a small range of ages. I mean, kids liked my designs, but also adults like them. So I try to be neutral on the public target that I have.
Making a design so easy to print is usually quite an engineering challenge.
Yes.
Is it more, when you make a design, is it more time spent in the engineering side of it or in the artistic side?
The engineering side. Always, because I have to make lots of prototypes, especially when I design a new kind of articulation. It's never works at the first try. So it needs lots of iterations, lots of testing. I also test all the articulations on different machines because every machine performs slightly different to other ones. So the engineering side takes, most of the time. Then the artistic part, it's the easiest, I would say. And then I spent a second huge batch of time fixing the meshes, doing the proper solid booleans for multicolor printing, and getting them ready to share. Because I don't like to share files that are not well done, or they could have mesh errors that may cause problems with some slicers.
Can we go a bit into the engineering nerdiness of it? Because I want to know more about how do you structure your workflow around those Boolean operations, and how do you prefer to do your articulations? And what software do you use for that?
So for the articulations, for the prototyping, I use Fusion mostly because it's an easy way to change and adjust tolerances and sizes. And once the articulation by itself works, then I design it again I import or design it again on Blender, and then I keep designing on Blender. And sometimes I even do slight adjustments on the geometry on Blender because it's not worth the time to go back to Fusion and go back to Blender. So yeah, the workflow is first Fusion prototyping, and then full Blender.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I've seen multiple approaches, including ones where you have the negative of the joint and you just copy paste that. So it's very interesting to hear from one of the original sources of the articulated designs how you do it.
Yeah.
How do you correct all of the meshes, and how do you create the artistic side of it?
That's a good question. I mean, the artistic side is, I don't think that I can explain that. It's something that flows. I mean, I've been drawing all my life. I love to draw and to paint. So when I start modeling, I just do it. I mean, I don't have a fixed workflow. I mean, I start drawing shapes and sculpting, and it slowly begins to take shape.
And you do that directly in Blender?
Yes.
Blender has come such a long way.
Yeah. Yes, I have a big drawing tablet, and I do the sculpting with Blender.
So many engineering questions. I have to decide on which ones are most interesting and relevant. On the artistic side, because anybody can come up with, hey, let's draw a horse, let's draw a giraffe. It's a completely different thing to make the design proper and to be printable. But with so many ideas, how do you select which ones you're going to do next?
I get asked a lot, and I have a huge to-do list with ideas and suggestions from the customers or friends. And when I finished a design, I read the list and I just leave it running on the background of my mind. So suddenly some idea sparks and I say, oh, that could work. I mean, that specific design with this combination of ideas could work. Because I don't like to do design and just it. I enjoy adding new things, new articulations. So, for instance, my latest design, which I shared yesterday on Patreon, it's a panda bear. But I mean, there are lots of pandas already done and already available. So I have to do mine slightly different. So I decided which features I want to add, like for instance, a posable neck, which the others lack, or magnets on the hands to grab a stick of bamboo. So it's those kind of things that running on the background of my mind start appearing and make a whole of the model.
That's a very interesting detail of using external parts other than 3D printing. How do you feel about that?
I mean, first of all, they are not mandatory. I mean, you can print it with magnets or without them. It will work the same, but you lack that feature. So I will always give that double possibility. And I think we are moving to a point where people like to mess around with 3D prints and enjoy adding additional parts to give them more functionality. For instance, the kits available on Maker World are very popular because of that, because you can 3D print figurine and then add a bubble maker and make it something totally different. Or you can print a sword and add then lights and sound. So I think it's additional value to the work. But for me, because I know who are my clients and what they expect, I always give that double possibility. You can use it or not. You can stay with the simple print and it will work the same.
Which is frankly the mark of a good product. It doesn't force you into a specific thing. So moving on to business topics. The brand is now so recognizable and you use so many platforms. Do you have a favorite platform and why, if the case may be?
Well, favorite platform, I've always been very comfortable with Cults 3D because they gave me a lot of support and a lot of feedback and good suggestions. And there was, when the dragon exploded, it was on Cults 3D. And since then, I have a good relationship with Pierre, one of the co-founders. And it's a platform which I enjoy, and I like how the community has evolved around it. Also, Patreon. Right now, Patreon is my main income source, so I take that into account. So I give everything that I can to my community on Patreon. But regarding the platform itself, I don't think Patreon is my favorite because it lacks several functionalities and has done some changes recently that I don't like.
What about My Mini Factory and Maker World? The new kids on the block.
I used them. My Mini Factory was the first platform I used and still very active. But unfortunately, My Mini Factory is very focused on miniatures, and the public or the customers, which are commonly on My Mini Factory, are looking for that kind of models. So mine usually get behind, but still works quite well, and still I have a good relationship with them. I'm also on Thingiverse, Maker World, and all those small repositories that are appearing because every brand wants to have its own platform. So, but the main ones are, for me, those. Factory, Pulse 3D, and Patreon. Also, printables works quite well. It has a very nice interface and a different approach. I mean, it's hard to choose, no? But
with so many clients that buy your 3D models, what do you reckon they use them for? Is it mostly personal use or is it mostly commercial? Like they print and sell it?
right now, I could say it's 50-50. I don't have the numbers, but I think it's something like that because most of my clients are subscribed to the commercial license.
Mm-hmm.
But still, sales are keeping more or less stable. So
with
I don't know. I will have to check the numbers, but something like 50-50, I think is a good approach.
So then, since so many of your clients print and sell your products, have you ever considered selling them yourself?
I mean, I thought about it, but I don't have the time because my life is very complicated. And I don't have I have very small time to actually work, and I prefer to spend that time designing rather than printing and managing the shipments. I think the shipping will be the part that will take me the most time. So I think it's not worth it. I think it's a better investment of my time to design.
Do you get requests for the physical products?
Yes, but I mean, I don't do it sometimes for close friends or family because, I mean, everyone that has a printer prints stuff for the family and friends, but not for sale.
A rather insider question from so many sellers that we've interacted with. How do you keep everything up to date on so many platforms?
Yeah, that's a headache because that there are so many platforms that whenever I release a new design, it's a full day just uploading everything and keeping track of everything because each platform has its own picture ratio and a different system to upload the files. In some platforms, you can upload a zip folder with everything. In others, you have to upload the STLs individually. It's a nightmare.
And how do you price them? And is it even the same price across all platforms?
The price, it's probably inherit from the first designs because at that time that price felt a good pricing, and it has been kept since today. I know that other designers sell the designs cheaper, but I don't feel that that's the way to go because you are underselling your work. So I keep the same pricing from the beginning. I usually take into account how many time I've spent on the design itself. So along the design will be more expensive, and a small or cheap or shorter design will be cheaper. And yes, I keep all the same price across all the platforms, except when the platform has a limitation. For instance, on printables, the lowest price you can set is $5. You cannot set a price below that. That's the only reason for not keeping the same price on all the platforms.
Okay. A tricky one. What's your biggest lesson that you learned the hard way?
I think regarding the commercial license, because at the first I tried to keep everything under control. I personally managed all the commercial licenses, and it was a nightmare. It took me a lot of time, but for some reason I didn't want to start a system like Patreon or a subscription based licensing system. And in the end, it was a mistake. I should have started a Patreon way before, and I learned it the hard way.
That's a hard lesson to learn, and I imagine it came with some heavy payback.
Yeah.
What about an early assumption that was proven wrong with your current experience?
So I guess it would be that I assumed that I couldn't design for living. I didn't think that 3D design would be something that become my job. I mean, I saw it as a hobby, and there were so many free designs that I didn't think that people would pay for my designs. Yeah, I was wrong.
You started the wave, or at least you were in the first wave of the designers that could actually earn a bread just from 3D designing for normal manufacturing with 3D printing. But since you were in the first wave and you got so popular fairly quickly, has that popularity ever worked against you?
I don't think so. I mean, people in this community is quite respectful. No, I don't think so.
That's a reasonable answer. There are some parts of the newer community which are not as open as the old members of the 3D printing open source movement. In your entire workflow, what's your least favorite part of the work in day-to-day?
Taking pictures and making videos. Yeah, I mean, I don't like taking pictures and making videos. I'm not good at it. And still, I know that it's a very important part because I have to catch people's attention with the picture of my designs. So it's a very high pressure work to do, and I don't like it.
Is there any part of your work that, because of reasons like you didn't like it or it simply wasn't worth the time, that you externalized to somebody else?
No, because I have a problem with that. I mean, I'm very, I don't know how to say it, but I like the things done my way. So it will be very hard to externalize something like pictures or, I don't know, social media. I've been thinking about externalizing the social media part, but I mean, it's hard because you are giving someone the power to represent you because it's just a brand. It's me. It's only me. So it's hard. I should, but
it's not necessarily for everyone. And I can relate to wanting everything done the right way. And then what's your favorite part of your day-to-day work?
My favorite part is when I take a new print from the printer, a new model, and it works.
Ooh, that's a smooth feeling when it just works.
Yeah, when I take it and bend it and it works. Yeah, it's very...
Granted, that comes with your years of experience of doing it. I imagine the failure rate has been going down, but it's still significant with the prototyping.
Yeah, no, it's that feeling, it still keeps up.
It will never stop being satisfying.
I hope so.
So, with so many designs and with your current workflow, what are you very excited about these days?
I think that, that's a trickier question that it seems. I don't know. I'm very excited about multi-material printing, but I know it's not accessible for everyone yet. It's probably too early to start doing some multi-material designs, but I'm already thinking some things that will be done.
Yeah. Are you thinking multi-material as in just 2 materials, or are you thinking something like 10, 15 materials?
No, 2 materials to start with.
I'm asking because with certain designers, most of their commercial subscribers already have P1Ss at the very least. So we've seen designers who only have multi-material designs.
Well, I mean multi-material, not multicolor.
Yeah, there is a difference, a significant one. You can't exactly mix and match every material.
So I was thinking more about mixing rigid and flexible materials to have an improvement on the articulations that can be done.
So you would have the articulations, instead of being functionally different parts, they would be printed in one part and with flexible joints or something.
That's one of the possibilities, or you can use rigid material for the body and then a softer material for the interlocking parts. So the union or the movement is not as rigid. It has some...
Also, it's softer.
Yeah. Or you can use... No, I can't explain that because I haven't done it yet.
We have to keep the internal secrets internal.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to look forward to that then. So do you expect that to be coming soon? Some form of availability for multi-material printing?
I think last year was a very decisive year for this matter because many multi-material printers appeared on the market, like the Snapmaker U1, Bamboo Lab, H2B, H2C, now Bontech and Prusa with the index system. So I think during this year, people will be buying more multi-material printers. So I think we are starting the transition.
Okay, and in that context, or maybe irrelevant to that context, what would success look like for you in the next year or by the end of this year?
For me, a success will be at least to stay the same because I've seen a drop in sales and subscriptions due to the AI. So keeping with the same number of customers will be a success.
With AI, as in people generating 3D designs directly, or?
Yes, people that generate the designs and upload them to platforms. And there are so many bad designs done with AI that designs made by designers are lost.
It's
among
flooded.
the-
Yeah. Just there is too much water nearby and you can see yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a problem. Do you have any exciting projects that you can share for the next 6 months or 12 months, or that you can tease?
No, because I don't plan that far ahead. I mean, I work on a design, and when it's finished, I start thinking on the next one. Otherwise, I start mixing up designs, and I never finished one. So
Proper artistic flow.
yeah. So well, yeah. As I said yesterday, I released on Patreon my latest design, which is the panda. I can show you.
Yes, please. Oh yeah, that's so cute.
So it has this posable neck,
Mm-hmm.
which stays in place, so you can have it four-legged standing or sitting.
Oh, it's a bistable mechanism. Okay.
Yes. And it has magnets inside the pose, so you can grab a bamboo stick.
I love how big the bamboo stick is compared to the panda.
Yeah, it's because it has to hold the magnet. But yeah, and I've also used the fuzzy skin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting addicted to fuzzy skin because it looks things better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the newest design. I don't know what will become after this.
If you could send a letter back in time to your younger self, what would you put in that letter?
So sorry. Yeah, I'm very sorry. So if I could send me a letter to the past, I would say many things. Most of them private. But regarding 3D printing, I guess I would say to don't try to fight against piracy because that's a lost battle. And also regarding the commercial license, to don't try to control everything and create a subscription-based commercial license from the beginning because
Mm-hmm.
I've lost many hours and it was not worth it.
Would you still, if you had to start it all over again, would you still do it? Create the McGybeer brand and start selling 3D printed files?
Yes.
There was a lot of doubt in there.
Yeah,
The flashbacks.
it's a great question, and I had a lot of flashbacks. But yes, I think I've enjoyed all the way.
So then the question is, and this is a question that I ask at the end of each podcast episode with so many different businesses that we interview. There are a lot of young designers or young people wanting to go into 3D printing and they have no idea what side of 3D printing they could go into. What advice would you give to them? What should they start? What should they pay attention to?
So first of all, think that it's very important to enjoy what you do. Rather, I mean, even if you are designing or you are assembling a 3D printing farm, you have to enjoy the process because it's very important to enjoy your work to be happy in life. I mean, I know it sounds very philosophical, but I think it's a very important part not to be frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Which is easy to get frustrated when things don't work out immediately.
Many people reached me asking me for design advice because they want to design stuff in Blender or Nomad Sculpt. And I mean, they expect me to give like a magical advice, but there is not such thing. I mean, you have to keep practicing. I practicing, invest a lot of time. So in order to become a great designer, you have to design a lot. And in order to do that, you have to enjoy the design part. If not, I mean, you will probably abandon it.
Is there, within the 3D printing ecosystem, so not necessarily with designers and farms, but could be, do you see a gap where somebody might start a new business? Something that's currently unexplored or that's still underdeveloped?
I'm afraid not. I think everything is almost covered. It's not, because every day a new kind of design appears or a new kind of business, but which I know right now.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair. You have your own insight from your own industry and your own niche, where you are one of the oldest in the space that still survives and does well. Do you have any other questions for me or any other stories you would like to share with the viewers?
I can't think about anything. I probably have, but I can't think about them right now.
I have one final question. What is the most fun or the most surprising turnaround that you've experienced in this entire 3D printing journey? Not necessarily with the business.
I don't know.
It's hard because it's on the spot.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I got surprised, for instance, when I released the raccoon model a while ago, and it was not very successful on the first weeks. And then, by coincidence, raccoon meme was become popular on TikTok and Instagram and such. So the sales suddenly rise incredibly, and I mean, it would be great to be able to anticipate these social media trends, because it can make the difference between a successful design or not. So yeah, that part was very surprising. I don't know. I mean, in 3D printing, almost everything is new, and every new technology, every new machine that adds something to the process, it's I don't know.
It becomes hard to select that favorite thing when
Yes.
everything new is favorite and everything new is fun. It's the perk of not being in a corporation and bored out of your mind. Everything is exciting with us, right?
Yeah, it's like opening a new 3D printer. Every unboxing, it's very exciting.
I mean, we literally print our own toys. It doesn't get any better. All right, then. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It
Thanks to
has
you.
been amazing to get the inside scoop and seeing how you built your business to begin with. And to everybody watching, thank you for checking us out. Let us know in the comments who you would like us to interview next, and if you have any specific questions. And that's about it. See you next time.